assholes. All right.
Rant number 3.
Oh, God.
What's up, everyone? Today we'll be doing our podcast. This is episode 5? Yes, 5.
Yep.
And I'm Matt.
Eric.
And as you can tell, we don't have AJ here. He's taking care of some personal things.
He's here in spirit.
Yeah.
And you'll see that in a minute.
Yeah, you'll see why we say he's here in spirit in a little bit. So we have some things to talk about. What do you want to start off with, Eric?
Well, since everybody knows that Smash is coming out on Friday, December 9th, we're recording this on the 2nd. So I think this will be out on Wednesday. So it'll be 2 days before Smash comes out. We're probably going to be just talking about Smash and afterwards. So we might as well get it over with and just talk about, the best of 2018, the worst of 2018, all the other things that happened this year that we just can't get over that happened, all the good stuff. So.
All right, so you want to start off because we on our Instagram page we asked for some topics and everything. So we got some really good topics. I'm gonna start it off with we'll start with since it's the end of the month, end of the year. Let's start it off with our top 10 video games of 2018. So we each picked, instead of doing a full top 10 because we don't have everyone here, and a lot of the things, because I know, Eric, you haven't played a lot of the games that came out in 2018. I've played a bunch, but there's only a certain number that I could say that I really want to say is my top 10. So we're just doing a top 3. So what games have you played that you really loved in 2018?
So if I had to pick my favorite 3, I'd probably pick Dead Cells, God of War, and Monster Hunter, because I just spent so much time on Monster Hunter that I just can't, can't say it wasn't one of my favorite games that came out this year.
Yeah, Monster Hunter is definitely fun, and actually we are currently playing Monster Hunter on the Xbox, but we'll get to that in a second. My top 3 games, I played a lot of games this year. I've played so many, I can't even fathom how many I played. And but my top has to go from number 3 to 1. Number 3 has got to be Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man. It was a great game. It was a lot of fun. Enjoyed it immensely. I haven't played any of the DLC yet. I'm kind of waiting until all of it comes out so I can play it all in one shot. My number 2 is Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. I'm a big Pokemon fan, love Nintendo. This was the Nintendo game of the year. Besides Smash. I mean, Smash hasn't come out, so I can't really say it's my top game because I don't have my hands on it yet.
There's an asterisk at the end of this.
This
list, because obviously Smash is going to be the most fresh in our minds.
Yeah, it's going to be the last one before the holidays, and I think that game is going to take out everything. I mean, I feel bad for Smash because it's coming out the day of the Game Awards, and so it's not even up for any awards, which is, to me, is
but
BS.
I don't think they need awards, to be honest.
Oh yeah, I agree with that.
I mean, they're going to be fine.
But Let's Go Pikachu, I've just the other day, like 2 days ago, I finished and got all 152 Pokemon in the game, which is awesome. Now I'm shiny hunting. I want to get a living dex of all the shinies, and that's going to take me forever. But let's see how many I can do. I was actually fortunate enough to get completely random. I got a shiny Caterpie and a shiny Weedle. Like in the wild, wasn't really looking for it. Just I was looking for a Bulbasaur in Viridian Forest, and all of a sudden they both pop up, literally right after each other. I was like, what? Like the odds of that happening, like to finding a shiny in the wild without a shiny charm, is like 4,001, and I saw 2. Like I was like, how does that happen? Anyway, I was freaking out. I'm mad that I didn't have it recorded. But my number 1 game has to be God of War. As most people who've followed us on the channel a lot know that I'm not a PlayStation guy. I've never been one. I like my Xbox. I like my Nintendo. PlayStation, yeah, it has some great exclusives. But for me, I never really got into it. Like God of War, for me, the other God of War games were just, I don't know. It's just, to me, they were great. They were good, but they weren't great. Like God of War 3, I thought was my first real entry into the series.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good game. I'm not saying it wasn't. It's definitely not my favorite game of all time, but definitely probably one of my favorite games on the PlayStation 3. But not that high. Like, I think Uncharted is definitely the best on that system. But God of War, the combat of it, everything about it was just an awesome, awesome game. I think it should win Game of the Year. I really do.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Because I love the camera work, the one shot throughout the entire thing, all the cut scenes, everything. It was an incredible. Yeah, it was so much thought, so much. Even the gameplay when you get the Blades of Chaos. Spoiler. But when you get the Blades of Chaos, it's just a really good entry to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like they feel like it did in the other previous entries, but it's more of a RPG game instead of a hack and slash.
Yeah, they definitely took the necessary turn that they needed to stay relevant. Because if they just released another QuickTime event, beat 'em up, I don't think they would have had anywhere near as much as it. Because this is just such a necessary change that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And it paid off so much.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and that was actually from one of our Instagram followers at Zarenho, and we'll put his tag underneath. Put my name or whatever.
Yeah, he's been a
he's a great follower. He's very active. He's given us a lot of topics over the last couple of episodes. We actually have two more from him, and these are the two that he also gave us. How much money did we spend on games in 2018? My wife will probably not like hearing this, but too much.
Yeah, too much.
Because we started All4Gamerz, so every week we had to have at least something coming out. We've kind of pulled back from trying to give the reviews a lot because we want to be more entertainment for you guys. And maybe that will help us grow and get the fan base that we want. We want to give information to you guys. So if we can play the games and have fun, and if it's a game that we really like, I feel like it shows. Especially like for me, Pokemon. I'll be putting out a video on it soon, and it was like kind of like a tips and tricks video. I was only looking to maybe have it like 5-10 minutes, maybe half hour long of me ranting and raving about the game. So yeah, you can see like we have the passion. We want to help. We want to help out. Maybe we'll do some tricks and tips videos coming out soon, trying to help you guys out. So with certain games that we have. So what do you think? How much did you spend?
Like you said, when I started writing in April for All4Gamerz, so about every week I spent at least $10 on a new game if it wasn't a free game. But that's fine because most of the games I played I actually really enjoyed. Like there's a couple off the top of my head. I played Oxenfree most recently. Then I played Guacamelee 2, and another good one was Parkosaurus, which is just like a dinosaur park sim. But I really liked...
Probably better than Jurassic Park Evolutions.
Oh, most likely better. Yeah, because that game was just really cool because you put it had a lot of fun with it. You put hats on the dinosaurs, and the colors were nice. I really liked how the game looked.
So it was like a cartoony...
Yeah, it's like a cel-shaded, stylized kind of thing. You had fun with it, and you could do the exact same thing. You just open the gate, and then it'll eat all the people.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was a really fun game, and they keep updating it, which is really great. And the first thing I wrote about was Monster Hunter, because that was getting re-released on PC, or it was getting released on PC after coming out on the consoles. And I don't know. That game is just so much fun. I spent over 200 hours in that game.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's an RPG where you just farm. Yeah, I could get lost in those for hours.
Yeah, like we're currently playing it on the Xbox. That came out last year.
No, it came out this year.
Oh, it came out this year, but it was like early this year.
Yeah, I think it was January.
I forgot. Like I said, I got a lot of games this year, so I don't remember what games I got.
I'm just looking at the exact.
Like I said, we started doing this in April, so we're coming on our first year, which is kind of crazy. So I think that's a good segue into another question that Zoranjo asked us was disappointing games for 2018.
Came out the 26th of January.
26th of January?
Yeah.
Nice. For his, it was Fallout 76,
Mm-hmm.
and we can talk about the controversies with that, and We Happy Few. For people who don't know what We Happy Few is, some of the company from that made the BioShock series went off and made this game. This game was very similar to BioShock, but it looked cool for me, but I never got into it because, like, yeah, don't get me wrong, BioShock was a great series. It really was. But they took and tried to make the same thing with We Happy Few, and it didn't pan out. Like, We Happy Few just kind of faltered. Like, a lot, and people were really upset that it was like a $60. It was on Game Preview on the Xbox for a while, and then all of a sudden it just went from that to a full-fledged game, and the full-fledged game, there was nothing to it. It was just like, oh, you do that and whatever.
It was originally like a preview for a game, and I think it lost funding. But then it got picked up by another company. I think that's what happened. But, it looked really cool in the preview.
Yeah, it looked cool.
Yeah, their trailer did it a lot of justice.
But when you actually played the game, I didn't play it personally, but I saw a lot of YouTube videos about it, and people were saying, yeah, the trailer was cool, but the trailer pretty much is like current movie trailers, and it literally showed everything that happens in the game.
Yeah, the like the 60s kind of feel to it.
Yeah,
really nice.
And you have to have the happy pills or make everyone happy and whatnot.
The enemies looked cool. Yeah, it looked like a fun game, but
it didn't gain traction. It was just a lot of people were saying that it was a terrible game.
Yeah, it's like most of the games that just kind of start with this hype, and then everybody's like, "Oh, it looks cool," and then they don't buy it, and then the company's left there going.
So, for me, my games that I would think are disappointments are Sea of Thieves, because it was one of those games. Yeah, it was a lot of fun with a lot of people, but if you didn't have people to play with, it lost its appeal really quickly. And there wasn't a lot to do in it when the game first came out. I haven't played it since. Don't get me wrong, it was a great game. Visually, it was an awesome game. But there was nothing, like, all you do is, okay, you can either hunt for treasure, kill this said guy, get a skull, or find these animals. And that's the whole game. And I get it. Like, yeah, you can pillage other ships, but there was, like, the interaction between other ships and whatnot just wasn't there. It's like, all right, you going through, okay, you see another ship. Okay, that ship is not coming towards us. And you're like, okay, fine, whatever. Continue on. Or you had those other people that are just, even though you just started out your adventure, they sink your ship and you're just like, what the hell? Like, it's just like there was no like threat of like PvP. Like in like what they should have done is like in the Division, what they released after everything is you can go rogue and you can become a pirate and kill everybody, which I think would have been really cool in Sea of Thieves. Maybe they're doing it. I don't know. I haven't played it since I think the last DLC I did was the Hungering Deep, which was the Megalodon. But I haven't played since then.
Well, that's the thing, though. It's like you can release these new things, but if you already lost the interest of the person, especially with all these great games coming out, it's like there's so many great games that can be played. Why are you going to crawl back to a game that didn't make its mark when it was released?
And another one I played a lot of, Mario Tennis. Great game, a lot of fun, but there was no incentive to keep playing. The only incentive was to play online. And that's the only way you can unlock certain characters, too. You had to play online in a tournament mode. Which I thought, okay, fine. Give me something that, like... And the And what was it the tour mode, which is like the single player mode? There was nothing to it. Like you play through it and beat it, and you don't get anything. I remember when you played on the 64 or the GameCube, you played and you got a star. Okay, you get the star, and the star makes your character better. And then you can play like on a harder mode. But with this, I mean, you could breeze through the only way to earn this star in this game, and you don't get anything for it, is you literally get the star against your character. You have to get them in I forget the name. There's three different cups. I think it's like one's a shell, one's a flower, and one's a star. I could be wrong, but
like Mario Kart.
Yeah, it's like Mario Kart. But at least in Mario Kart, when you beat everything, you get something for it. You get a cool cart,
150cc, and then it
you get a cool cart, or you get a cool costume. There are no costumes.
See, that's something they really missed out on.
Like they should have put costumes in.
If you're online and you want to show off how good you are, other than having the character, you want to be like, hey,
I have a golden racket.
Yeah, I have a golden racket. I've played 100 games online, or I've won like 10 tournaments.
Yeah.
Or I played Mario so much that I got this new costume for him. That's the stuff I love about online games, is being like, hey, look at what I did.
Yeah, exactly. Like even in like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, when you got a certain thing, you get a golden Metal Mario. You get a golden cart, a golden glider, and a golden wheels. Yeah. That's cool. That's something you can strive for. But there in Mario Tennis Aces, there's nothing. And every month they put out a new character, and those new characters have balance issues and whatnot. Like the two guys, all the defensive characters in that game, when I played it, were broken. Like you go against somebody online with that character, you know you're gonna lose every single time. No matter what character you use, a speedy character, a technical character, nothing. The defensive characters, so Waluigi and Bowser Jr., those were the kings in that game. Like it was insane. Like I stopped playing it. So we'll move on. Well, actually, you didn't answer. What was your disappointing games of 2018?
So most of the disappointments would have to be recently, so it would probably be like, obviously, Fallout 76, and to an extent, the online of Red Dead, even though it just recently came out and it's still in beta. The real disappointment, which I just wrote about, is that there's nothing built in that kind of makes you want to play a specific way. You know, because I think forcing yourself to role play in a way, like, if they had a built-in system that just said, hey, if you want to play Fallout and be a bad guy, you know, maybe they'll give you worse guns, or you won't have the ability to maybe make a base. This is just an idea. But and then if you want to be a citizen, you can go into this community that already has a built-in, you know, security system, and you could do other stuff like farm, or just like, especially stuff they have built in that was from Skyrim.
Well, like stuff we were talking a little off video about, like, even what I said, the whole thing in the Division. You can go rogue if you want, and you actually, there's a cooldown timer and everything. You press a button, hey, you're going rogue. Do that in this game. Hey, you're hanging out with a whole bunch of people. You press a button, you're becoming an outlaw. You're becoming like whoever it is, and you can get a specific buff, but it can only be one or two people at a time, which is crazy. And I think that would be a good idea, especially in Red Dead. I haven't played them online yet. It's just they I think like a day or two ago announced that it's free for everybody, because it's in beta. So it's the same thing that happened with GTA 5. They had the same thing where, okay, this is how it's going to be for the foreseeable future, and then they'll add stuff. Like, the game GTA 5 came out how many years ago? 8 years ago? Something like that?
2014, yeah.
Yeah, like 8 years. Like,
was it 2014?
I thought it was even. I think it came out on the systems.
Yeah.
Like, it got an updated version, but I think GTA 5 also was on, if I remember correctly, I think it was on the previous systems.
Yeah, it was on 360. That's where I had it originally.
So, like, it came out 8 years ago, or whatever years ago. We'll put it down screen. But the fact of the matter, when it first came out, yeah, it came out afterwards, after the single player. And then people, like, the online kind of caught some steam. Every couple of months, they were putting out a new patch, a new thing. But they were keeping on it, which I don't mind that. Like, so, yeah, we all know that Red Dead Online is going to suck the first month or two until they release a new patch. And they have something new to it. I just hope it's not going to be like what they did with the original Red Dead, which just release, here's the zombie mode. That's it. Yeah. Like, I want them to do what they do with the online GTA and just keep adding stuff, which I think is a really cool idea. Put out like a race across the entire map. Put out this. Put out that.
Yeah,
I
like
think that would
across the map.
Yeah. Like do like kind of like one of those old horseback races from one side of the map to the other side of the map. And you can fight, you can shoot people on, and do stuff like that. That would be fun. Yeah, you don't have the automobiles like you do in GTA.
Yeah, they're crippling themselves by being in this time period, because in GTA 5 you could get like a Harrier jet, or you could have a jetpack, like all these crazy things in the cars and all that stuff. But
you can still put those into this setting and still make it work. But you have to do... Wouldn't it be funny to see Arthur running around with a Tommy gun?
Yeah.
Like, but something that's not super advanced into the future, but still be funny. Like, I could see them totally putting, like, a motorcycle or like a jet cycle that looks like a horse.
Yeah.
I think that would be funny. I mean, you got some weird shit in GTA 5.
Yeah.
But I think they could do something like that with this, where they can figure something out.
See, one of my ideas was, especially for that game, is that maybe, they have the built-in... GTA had like the versus, the custom games and all that stuff, which you really don't see anymore, was custom games, custom making maps, and just having fun in general, where you could just drive around. Maybe there's people that'll spawn in cars, people that won't have cars, and then you just do teams, PvPing, which is fun. But they could build in something along the lines of maybe you choose a cops and robbers kind of game, where
you have to steal like a specific thing.
Maybe on the any town on the map they have a bank or something. It'll ping on the map where anywhere on the map, and if you're designated as a robber, you can go to that bank and they'll be vulnerable to an attack.
Yeah.
Then the cops won't know. It won't ping on the map until 5 minutes after, or however long. So the robbers have a specific amount of time to get as much as they can. Yeah. But if they overstay, then the cops will realize that. So if there's a cop patrolling,
that would be cool.
Yeah, just something throw in there that, and then if the cops kill them, they'll get bounty.
Yeah.
If the robbers get away, they get all the money they stole. So maybe the robbers have more of a high risk, high reward. Yeah. And the cops have a lower risk and a higher and like a low reward. So you could choose which one you want to do. Maybe the robbers won't always get away with it. It's just these little ideas that they could just throw in the game. Yeah. That could make it last way longer, especially if this is going to be on the straight map. Like, let's say there's 14 players on, 7 of them are cops, 7 of them are robbers. They just choose.
Well, and I know you also said Fallout 76. So what's your opinion on it? And I know you brought up also off camera a more controversy with it. I know Fallout 76 has not gotten great reviews about anything, especially on the PC version, and even on the this consoles. It's just it's not gaining traction because everyone's saying final boss is just a reskin of the dragon from Skyrim.
Someone actually went into the files and it's like dragon dot this dragon, and then it's so obvious that they're reusing these things and changing it maybe a little bit. But the thing about Fallout is some people are enjoying it, so I can't even say that everybody's hating on it, because I scrolled through Reddit.
It's very mixed reviews. I mean, I personally, because I was never big into Fallout. Like Fallout 4 I just never beat it. Mm-hmm. Don't get me wrong, it's a great game, but it's just the game was so massive to me that I got lost. Same thing with Skyrim. The game is so massive, I don't have the time to sit down and play through a 200-hour game. the reason why I like this is because I've only played it for a little bit. I just haven't had time to go back into it. I've been playing Pokemon, so that's been taking up a majority of my time. But from what I played, I mean, I played a couple of hours of it. It's fun if you have people. Like, some random person came up to me and like, hey, we should join up. Sure, why not? It was cool and it was fun. It was like, I didn't have any glaring issues, but I also updated the game. Mm-hmm. Like, I didn't play it the day it came out. I played it like a couple hours.
40 gig patch or whatever it was.
Yeah, it was the 40 gig patch or something like that. But I mean, I don't mind it. I think you're right. I think it needs to have some kind of AI system. And yeah, there are the only story part of this. There's no actual like person to talk to. You're listening to like a voice recording. And the voice recording actually gets cut out, and then you don't know where the hell you're going. So and that's where like a lot of the controversy is. People aren't having fun with it. People are like hardcore fans of the series are pretty pissed. Mm-hmm. But I mean, like, you knew that going in. It's gonna be it's a full on multiplayer game that people like. That's what you're getting is a multiplayer game. It's not going to be sitting there. It's not going to be the traditional Fallout experience. It's going to be a brand new one, even though they took they took Skyrim and kind of took that model and threw it into this and made it an online multiplayer game. I mean, they did the same thing with what the hell is it? The online MMO game.
ESO? Elder Scrolls Online?
Yeah.
But that wasn't using the same engine.
No, but I'm saying, isn't that what happened? Elder Scrolls Online was terrible in the beginning, and then it just started getting better and
that's
better.
Just how it kind of goes these days.
But that's the same thing with all of these games.
See, the problem with Fallout 76 is that they promised too much.
Yeah, I will agree.
Todd Howard's up there he's spinning around. I don't even know they have like the dual LCD thing. He's going in and out. He's in your face, and then he's telling you that this is the best game you're gonna ever play in your lifetime, and it's coming out next year. And you're like, oh my gosh, this is crazy.
Yeah.
And you're sitting there as like a fan, and you're like, I can have this exact same experience that I had in Fallout, except it's going to be online with friends. This is amazing. I can't even stand this. I'm so excited. Then the game comes out, and everybody's like, this is not what you said it was going to be.
Now, you also said there was more controversy. With, what was it? You said something about a bag?
I think it was $200 version. The most expensive version came with
the helmet.
Yeah, it had a couple things that come with. One of the things was a canvas bag that was promised, and I said canvas. The problem was when people received their bag, it was what I said,
nylon bag.
Yeah, it was nylon or some other horrible like mesh, and it just did not look like it did in the picture. And when people put their tickets through on Bethesda's website, they said, "Oh, sorry, the canvas bag costs too much, so we just gave you this instead." Which is false advertising, which is illegal.
Yeah.
If you are online, and of course in the fine print it might say something, but if you're online and you click on something on Amazon and it says in the description, this is what it is, and you don't get that, you can
return it.
You should be able to return it. You should be able to claim that it's false advertising. But what did they do? They say, oh, here, have $5 worth of in-game money. Or
something, whatever.
Their vault. What are they called? Oh, gosh.
Vault bucks.
Yeah, the vault bucks, whatever they're called. I don't think that's what they're called.
But did you also see? Because there was a lot of other videos of people trying to return that game. The one that I thought was hilarious was the one that the guy in GameStop, and he literally destroys the entire store.
That guy was so mad.
But I'm sitting here, I'm like, but you bought it, and you played it, and they're like, but this isn't what I paid for. I'm like, well, it's not our fault. It's the developer's fault. But he destroys, hundreds and...
You have a bias, though, because you used to work at GameStop, right?
I don't give a shit. Seriously.
You shouldn't do that.
I could tell you, off camera, I could tell you a lot of crazy shit that we used to do in that store. Seriously.
Because...
I don't care.
Regardless, at the end of the day...
I got a big boy job. It's called being a dad.
At the end of the day, that guy's gonna have to pick all that stuff up, and he didn't release Fallout 76, so
which is fine. But
the only thing is the fact that they force you to get the Bethesda launcher on computer and ignored Steam completely, which is fine because if they had their own launcher, they wouldn't have to give Steam the 30%, and they wouldn't have to go through all this. The refund would be the amount of refunds they would have received is probably astronomical.
Yeah.
Because of the false advertising they had. But now they're going to have this new launcher. I'm assuming they're not going to go through Steam for the new Skyrim. They're probably not going to go through Steam for...
Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Not the new Skyrim. It's just like such a hard thing to not say.
No,
because the game's been out forever.
Yeah, the game's been out forever and they keep re-releasing it.
Where it's basically just... Shit. I know. I played Oblivion a butt ton, so...
I remember I used to play that Oblivion a lot. Because I would always love the character creation.
Yeah, that's the best part.
That's my favorite part, and I would just replay the thing because at the time I had like a really shitty little small hard drive, so I couldn't save the whole game onto it. So I had to just upload it off the disc and play it off the disc, and then I couldn't save it, or like I forget what it was. It was when it was on the 360, so I'm like I don't remember what the situation was, but I just remember always making a different character. And then starting over it, making the character, playing a couple of things. Because I like, at the time, I was always playing Halo and stuff like that. So...
The thing was, I played Oblivion on the 360 also. That was when I got the Red Rings of Death. I was like halfway through the game. I was so excited. I love this. I played this game like 3 days straight. We had a long weekend off school. And then I got the Red Rings, and I was sitting there just like doing the towel trick. And I'm just like, oh God, please work.
I got the Red Rings on that. And it was crazy because I bought mine through Costco. And when I bought it through Costco had a warranty program. And their warranty program, basically, it wasn't a warranty. It was like one of those things that's like on the DL. You don't know about it unless you have people that work there.
Yeah.
You could literally... I returned that with all the accessories and got my full money back, even though I had it for 3 years. The Xbox, got my full money back, was able to buy the slim version because the slim version came out, and I got the slim version for $100 less, and I had $100 in my pocket, and I got a brand new system. I was like, "What? That's awesome!" Oh. I was like, I was freaking out. So what I did is I think I ended up buying a different hard drive so I can transfer all the stuff from that hard drive, the older hard drive, onto my new thing, because it was like I think it was like 250 gigs or something like that. It was something crazy. I don't remember what it was. And I just remember like, this is the best deal ever. And then they changed their policy, but
yeah,
because people would have TVs for 10 years, and then once they break, return them, get their full money back, and buy a new TV.
Yeah,
but they changed that over. I think it's like now it's like a year or two.
Some guy in the marketing just like,
that's not right.
Wait a second.
Why did we do this?
We're losing billions or millions of dollars on this. Why don't we just get rid of it? And they're all sitting there like, oh yeah, true.
So, all right. So let's continue on. All right. So we're gonna talk about.
Do you want to start playing?
Yeah, we could play. Yeah. We could play. Here, we'll
just because.
Yeah, we're sitting here and whatnot.
You don't want to see our ugly mugs anymore.
Yeah, seriously. So this is the beginning of the game. We kind of Eric over here made the character look like AJ, which I thought was hilarious.
Maybe I can get a picture of him.
Oh no, not her.
No, that's not him. All right, whatever. Continue talking.
All right. So we're gonna go into. All right, what is your worst video game you've ever played? And this was asked to us by at Ryan_Garst _. He's our 4th gamer. He does our streaming on Twitch. Really, All4Gamerz Now.
He's okay.
He's okay. Right. So what is your worst game you've ever played?
So imagine me being, I was 16 at the time. And Dark Souls, the original Dark Souls was ported to Steam, and I heard about this game 100 times, and I was like, I'm gonna give it a try. I get through the whole game after days and weeks of playing because I'm so bad, and then I realized that there's a second game out, Dark Souls 2, and I was so excited to play the sequel because I loved the first one, and then I played the sequel. And then I wasn't excited anymore because it was just so terrible. It wasn't a bad game. It was the fact that it was just not the same type of game.
Yeah.
There's so much stuff different about it that they established in the first one. I don't know why they would have changed it.
And then they came out with 3, and 3 was
three was like, if you could skip 2, like 3 should have really been the
second.
Yes.
Okay.
Just the way it plays a lot more like the first one. Not to say that the second one's a bad game. It's more like if the game wasn't called Dark Souls, it would have been a fine game.
Yeah.
You know?
So that's your worst game.
That's probably
All
my least favorite experience. I don't know if it's the worst game, you know.
You played.
It's probably the worst experience I've had playing a game because I started and I'm like, what is this? I don't know.
Yeah.
It did run at 60 frames initially. I think Dark Souls 1 didn't run at 60 frames, so I loaded up the second one and I'm like, oh my gosh, this game runs so much smoother. It's amazing looking. My character looked awesome. I walked forward. I played a couple, like maybe an hour, and I'm like, this is terrible. I was just so disappointed.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, AJ also, since he's not here, we're gonna tell his worst game. Mm-hmm. And for people who, there he is.
Yeah, see.
For people who don't know AJ, like I've been friends with him for a very long time. His favorite superhero of all time is Superman. Personally, I don't like him. Is he worthless?
Stop.
Whatever. Anyway, his worst game that he's ever played is Superman 64. So I've never had the experience because I never liked Superman, so I can assume that it was pretty terrible.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, everybody, like E.T., Superman 64, the Aquaman game for GameCube, all those games are notoriously horrific to play. So I'm sure, you know, they go every single generation, they have some sort of tie-in game that's just
terrible game.
Horrific.
So my worst game I've ever played, but still I've played a lot, was Too Human. It was a game for the 360. It was said to have it was going to be a trilogy. It was going to be the greatest game ever. This, that, and the other thing. High expectations. Great game developer. I can't remember the name of it right now. But me and one of my good buddies put a lot of time into this game. And it was one of those games that, like, it was a beat 'em up, smash 'em up, kind of like Diablo. But you used the right stick to swing and do all your attacks. And it was so weird to me.
Were they trying to like mimic the Wii?
Yes, I don't know, but like it wasn't like you don't.
It's like so weird.
Yeah, it's an awkward thing. So I couldn't remember. I just remember sitting there and I'm like playing it. Don't get me wrong, like it was a fun beat 'em up game, but I don't understand why I spent so much time in it that I did.
Well, that was
like,
back in the day.
Like when it first came out, I was like, this game is fucking terrible and I want to return it. But then my buddy's like, hey, they patched some things, come back and let's play it together. I was like, alright, you know what? Games are always better with friends. Mm-hmm. So we played it and I think we played 20. We pretty much maxed out our characters and whatnot. And I remember sitting there and like, wow, I wasted all that time. Yeah. Alright, so that was from Ryan, and another question from Ryan. What is your favorite Pokemon? Mm-hmm. His is actually Magikarp, which I'm kind of disappointed in you. Ryan, disappointed. Because you keep telling me that your favorite Pokemon, Jigglypuff. Because, for you people that are out there watching, if you don't know, we are hosting a tournament. We'll be going with Share Player 1 and Sector 7 Item Shop. And we are all collaborating on a tournament that we're doing for charity. And we finally came out with a name, which is Hallelujah. It's called Smash Bash 2019.
Wow, that's a name.
Yeah.
That's a good name. I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
This is the first time.
Actually, it was we were invited onto the Share Player 1 Discord. And
exclusive.
Yeah, exclusive. No, it was just a Discord that they invited a whole bunch of their, and one of the guys on the Discord actually put out Smash Bash, and we were like, that's a good name.
That's a great name.
That's a great name.
We gotta make sure we're not stealing that for someone.
Oh, who cares?
All right, who cares? Charity.
2019 is charity. Who cares?
Charity.
So I'll find out the name and we'll put it down in the description. And but yeah, you guys check out Share Player 1. We'll let you know the actual details. It's looking like sometime in January. So we will definitely get some posters out. We'll put some images. I know Leslie and I were both working on a collaboration for the trophy. So, and once we get the game at the end of the week, we'll definitely see how the tournament works. And we'll let you guys all know on our Instagram. So, Ryan's favorite Pokemon is Magikarp. He's going to be an all pink Jigglypuff on stream. So, we need to get that working. Spoiler. Yeah, I don't care. What's your favorite?
Mine's got to be Slacking.
Slacking?
Yeah, just because it was such a different kind of Pokemon when I was playing. Which game did it originally come out with? And there's been so many since I played this. I think it was Black and White.
No.
Before that?
It was before that. Because I think it was like 3rd generation. So,
yeah.
No.
Well, I mean, I might have had him in a later one.
No, maybe. It was 3rd generation.
So, going from Slackoth.
Yeah, Slackoth.
To Vigoroth.
Yep.
Who got like the fastest speed of a normal.
Yeah.
And he had like the most power.
Yeah.
And then he goes to Slack King, who has to take a turn in between every single time. It was like leveling that character up over its levels was just such a different play style every single time you leveled it up, and I really enjoyed that actually.
It was kind of like if you go from like a Slowbro or a Slowpoke to a Slowking to a Slowbro. Yeah, like it's like that's the kind of play style it was.
I just liked how dumb it looked. Though.
Yeah,
it just looked really cool too.
So, me playing from when I was a little kid, I was 8 years old. I got my first Game Boy, and I got Pokemon Blue. Favorite Pokemon to date still is Bulbasaur. That's my boy. Love that little onyx-shaped dinosaur thing. But my new one that I really like, I'm kind of obsessed with right now, and I'm debating on if I should get a Bulbasaur tattoo or a Vulpix tattoo. I like the Alolan one, the ice type one, the white one.
I haven't seen that one.
So fucking adorable. I can't. It's like I want one in real life. Like that's how much. Like I keep seeing this thing, and I'm like, oh my god, it's adorable as all hell, and it's an ice type. Because most people don't know, but I love the winter. So this is my time of the year. Alolan Vulpix is freaking adorable. All right, so we are going to the next. You know, we're gonna talk about Telltale games. We've talked about them. I think it was like episode 1 or 2 we were talking about them because that was right around when they started laying people off. Just recently, within the last couple of weeks, Sherwood is helping Telltale sell off a lot of their assets because the company's skeleton crew, 25 people, they're now selling off a lot of their assets. So selling off the games, the rights to the games, all that kind of stuff. Anything that is currently that Telltale is a part of. So like the Minecraft Story Mode series. That just recently got onto Netflix. You can do it all on Netflix. But right now, they're also the only thing that isn't complete is the final season of The Walking Dead.
Which has been going on for how long?
Yeah, and that was the series that propelled Telltale Games up a notch. Now, with the Telltale Games, they're actually Robert Kirkman, who's the creator of The Walking Dead. His company, Skybound Entertainment, will actually finish the last. I think it's like 2 episodes.
I think so.
Yeah, it's like 2 or 3 episodes.
Well, it's on the final chapter.
Yeah, it's the final season, and I think they already released 3 episodes, 2 episodes. I can't remember exactly.
And I'm sure they had it all storyboarded and everything.
Yeah, they already had it all storyboarded, but they just didn't have the rest of it done.
Yeah, and then they had a lack of developers and money and a company.
Yeah, a company. But he's gonna. So Robert Kirkman is actually going to oversee the last bit of it, which I think is a cool direction for the company. I think, or a cool direction for the game. So it's the creator of the actual Walking Dead series is coming in and then kind of putting his spin on
gathering it.
Yeah, exactly, which is cool. Considering the fact of the matter that the show is actually going down in ratings.
Yeah.
I don't watch the show. My brother-in-law and my sister-in-law love the show, and
fun.
they've been telling me that they've been going down.
Yeah.
I think if that show, instead of being on AMC, if it was on, say, like an HBO or a Showtime, that show would still be going strong.
Well, if they
because then they can get away with putting as much blood, gore, sex, whatever they want into that show, and it would be amazing.
If they did it when Game of Thrones wasn't on, and they did like Game of Thrones, then Walking Dead, Game of Thrones, they went back and forth.
Yeah.
That'd probably be
if HBO got it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would still watch it. I mean, like, that's the reason why I don't watch it is because I'm like, I watched the first 2 seasons of Walking Dead and I thought they were great. I thought they were good. And then after they got to a point where it was just like, instead of it being, because it's The Walking Dead, you would expect a lot of zombies. Now it's not the survivors battling the zombies. Now it's the survivors killing other survivors. And that kind of like, Like, I wish they would have taken that direction and they would have put it towards like how the graphic novels are. The graphic novels are all about the zombies, the Walking Dead and whatnot, and the interactions.
It's in the title.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I feel like they could have went more towards the graphic novels in the storyline. I think. I mean, that's another thing. They actually Daryl's character wasn't actually in the comics.
Mm-hmm.
They just put him in there for the show, and he became a fan favorite. And every time they hinted at that he's gonna die, they're not gonna kill off the most popular character. Yeah.
Until he doesn't want to do it anymore.
Exactly. So, all right, and that was a good segue. Now we're going to which games are we looking forward to in 2019? This was by one of our Instagram followers, real Jesse Gascon, Gascon. Sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. I apologize. What are some of the games we're looking forward to in 2019?
Definitely, as the Dark Souls fanboy as I am, that'd be Sekiro. That was Dutch Place.
Yeah.
No doubt. I'm going to be playing that probably in
2020.
Yeah, definitely. Until the next Elder Scrolls comes out.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, cool.
Yeah.
That's it. That game definitely looks really.
It looks so good.
It looks crazy. It looks insane. Like, that's definitely my kind of game that I like. I think I would have a lot of fun. Especially with that weird bone arm shit.
Yeah, and they have the grappling hook now, which Dark Souls has never been a vertical game. It's always been like a horizontal game. So now you have to walk and falling damage and all that stuff. But now there's going to be different aspects that you can approach,
that sounds
is gonna be
really
fun.
For me, I'd say probably in the first quarter number 1. For me, is definitely got to be Kingdom Hearts 3.
Okay.
I've been waiting for that game. Kingdom Hearts 2 came out. Now, it's been what? I think 12 years, 13 years since it came out. And I mean, it came out on the PS2. That's how long I've had to wait. Seriously. What the hell, Square Enix? What the hell?
Over here. Too busy making money.
It's true. But, I mean, that game I am super excited for. I can't wait to play it. And, I mean, some other games that I'm, like, looking forward to in 2019, I have to say... Definitely, that game, Crackdown 3 looks kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
I think that game would be a lot of fun with friends.
Oh, definitely. Let me see if I still have that list of... I don't think...
Definitely another game that I'm really looking forward to that we don't know any, like, actual dates.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm kind of speculating. But, The Division 2 looks pretty fun.
Anthem
looks cool. Skull and Bones looks pretty cool too. I like that. That game looks.
That looks like more what you're looking forward to from what's that game?
Assassin's Creed.
No, Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, well, Yeah.
That's like, I think that's what you were looking forward for.
Yeah. Oh, Trials Rising. I totally forgot about that game. Yeah, Trials
No way.
Rising that
I didn't
comes
know
out
that
in
was coming
quarter.
out.
That comes out in quarter number 1.
Shenmue 3?
Thank you,
No
sir.
way.
That's
not
This
coming.
here is the commission's core.
Because
I don't
it's
know.
coming out in
Should
2019.
all get to know each other.
Hey, you know more about it than I do. I have no idea.
That they've been working on it forever after getting
Now because the
crowdfunded.
latest monster to
And
make the
they still
Elder
haven't made it
Crossing
yet.
is
and
Research Commission's
Probably not
job is
gonna
to
come out
do.
this year. And it's probably going to take a Duke Nukem a turn where it's going to be
Terrible.
terrible if it gets released ever, so they're just going to keep...
Yeah, I mean, those are really. I mean, I know AJ would probably say Doom Eternal is definitely his one that he really
Oh,
wants.
Doom Eternal, I'm going to play so much, bro.
Gears
I
5
love
is
Doom.
another game that's coming out that I'm like kind of excited for, but I never played the 4th one, so I don't know. It's a different storyline.
Yeah, that's it. I think...
I'm actually looking forward to like a fighter. I really want to try out Jump Force.
Jump Force?
Like, I know it's weird because it's not the traditional fighter, because it's all like high-res polys
We're on it, sir.
of all of your favorite
You know the drill.
anime characters.
It's more like another...
Everything they need.
You know, like they had the Naruto games.
Now we're talking.
Then they just released the One's Justice, the My Hero game, and now they're gonna release. They're almost they play the kind of same way, but this one's gonna take all of the
Priority to learn how
Yeah,
anime
all the
main
characters.
characters and just throw them right
Yeah,
together.
and I'm kind of excited for that because like
me and you'll have no problem.
those are the 3 guys that are
promises a change
featured on
to
the
win.
front cover are some of my favorite. Like, I mean, I'm sure everyone has their favorite specific anime characters, but I just watched all of Naruto,
Over here.
Naruto Shippuden, and Boruto. I'm like on top of everything. Like, he became like my new favorite anime. Like, I love Dragon Ball, and I love Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT. I loved all of that. It was great. It was a lot of. It was a great show. Awesome. And I've kind of come to the appreciation of also watching a subbed versus a dubbed. So like, I can't wait for that. Like, and I've also always loved One Piece. Never watched it because for the longest time I was like, I don't want to watch subbed. I want to watch dubbed because I'm like, I want to see all the action going on and not have to read it. But I'm kind of got used to it now because of especially watching Boruto, and it's like 80 episodes in, and I'm like, yeah, you have to watch it. So like, I kind of get into it, and I'm definitely. Jump Force looks like a lot of fun. I know there's some controversy about like a character coming in because the creator of the character is like did some shit and like he went into jail and whatnot. Stuff I don't want to get into on this. I know AJ wanted us to talk about it, but we didn't do the research.
AJ likes the spicy topics. That's why.
Yeah. But he's not here
Well, he's here.
in spirit.
Here.
Right there.
Over here.
On screen. But I mean that's really it. I mean, what else can we talk about? What do we how was your actually, you know what? Since this is after Thanksgiving and everything, how was your Thanksgiving?
I had a lot of fun on my Thanksgiving. You know, just classic. Watch football, eat a bunch of food, pass out on the couch.
Nice.
Nothing too crazy.
Nice. That was good. Did you do any Black Friday shopping or no?
I usually wait till Cyber Monday because
That's true.
I don't like going out to.
Yeah, I would never go out.
Right on time.
I would do it all online.
I have a coworker that goes out. She's one of the people that camps.
No.
You know, I could never do that.
I can't leave my family at like 4 o'clock on Thanksgiving to
The
go
new
out
world
and go
awaits.
shop. And like half the time the deals aren't even that great.
We'll make it a family event.
No.
We could talk
Well,
about.
my Thanksgiving.
Oh, I'm
was too
sorry.
bad.
Excuse
You
me.
didn't ask me.
I'm
dick.
so sorry.
I'm
too
my
distracted.
Thanksgiving. I mean, it was cool. I had 2 Thanksgivings. I celebrated with my wife's family on Thanksgiving, and it was cool because it's also my nephew's birthday, my mother-in-law and my grandmother-in-law, all their birthdays. They're within like a couple days of each other. So we all had a good time there. Hung out, had turkey. I smoked a turkey, and that turkey was gone in like no time flat. It was insane.
That sounds so good.
Oh, it was. I was actually surprised. It was supposed to take like 6 hours, and it ended up being done in like, I want to say 3, 4. Oh, I mean the legs were still a little underdone, but we put the rest of the dark meat in.
Yeah.
I mean the dark meat always takes longer. Put that bad boy right into the oven. Just let it cook for the last little bit because everybody wants the breast meat. So it was really moist because we brined it overnight. So we put in this bag of brine and deliciousness. It was great.
That sounds so good.
Oh man. And then we celebrated with my family, my grandmother, my mom. It was something simple. We didn't go too crazy. My wife made some food. We brought it over. Because my grandmother's like, don't worry about it. We'll just order out. And we're like, no, we need to do something. I get that you don't like turkey, but like let's bring some stuff over. So my wife decided, she's like, you know what? I'm making stuff. So she made stuff the night before, and we came over and we hung out and we had a good time. Of course, I had a honey-do list, so I was running around putting up Christmas stuff. I didn't actually sit down that day. Like, it was last Saturday. I didn't get a chance to sit down. I was running around doing stuff. I had to fix one of my son's toys. I was literally running around all day. So it was fun. I mean, I'm kind of glad that also on like when we were with my wife's family, we were just kind of hanging out. We did whatever. We were just hanging out, having fun, drinking, whatever. So yeah. So what are you doing right now, Eric, on the game? So
I'm about to fight. It's like a tutorial fight. Just fighting some dead Gogros. This game's so fun.
Now, is this your first experience on console?
No, I played on Xbox when it came out, and then I got it on PC subsequently, I believe.
So, I mean, like, you're really into it, so.
It only took like 45 minutes to get to the power cache.
They're on the run. Don't let them get away.
Well, that's why we talked about it for 45 minutes before we did this, so.
Oh, you know what we could talk about? Maybe speculations for next year. So, like, I know our most anticipated, but what do you think is going to happen next year? Like, what's the big...
Well, I mean, we're talking about like we told you before, we're filming this on December 2nd. Mm-hmm. So, the Video Game Awards are on the 7th, mm-hmm. and there are actually a lot of games that are going to be announced in world first trailers and stuff like that. Maybe some things, because there's I think a lot of the speculation of when certain games are going to get released. I personally think Death Stranding is going to get a release date. I think it's going to be next year, like holiday next year. I think.
Yeah, it should be 29.
But I can also see that or Last of Us Part 2. I can see both of those games being either late next year or early 2020 on a new system.
Now, I don't think they're going to talk about that at the Game Awards, though, because since Sony dropped out of E3, they're probably going to have their own, probably like a 2 or 1 day dedication just to the
kind of like
releases.
What Xbox does, yeah.
Yeah, so instead of releasing like, hey, we got this, they're going to say, here's the 3 things or 2 things that we're going to have next year, definitely no matter what, and then they're going to do like 30 minutes. I don't think they're going to be shooting out 100 different titles. Especially ones
they're not going to do like what Xbox did this year.
Yeah, Xbox, most of those titles weren't even exclusive to Xbox. They were just the first look. Yeah. I think what people want to see, especially investors, they want to see, here's what Xbox has to offer, here's what PS4 has to offer, the new PlayStation if they release one. Here's what they have to offer that the other person doesn't. This is why you're investing into this company.
Yeah, and
here's gameplay. This gameplay looks perfect, lush. I know sometimes you can point to gameplay like Division when it came out. Most of the E3 stuff, you point to the gameplay and then you look at the full release and you're like, oh wait.
Yeah, like even like the Spider-Man controversy.
Well, the Puddlegate.
Yeah, Puddlegate.
Puddlegate was because the developer even explained it. It's because it was a different time of day during it, so it just looked different. So the lighting was all changed. So it really was the same, but it looked different in that camera angle. So he kind of explained that, but if anything, I think it looked better. If you can see the before and after, you can even look at Spider-Man's suit, and it just looks even way better.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's just the thing. Investors get to see this, but at the same time, consumers do. And if they see something they don't like, they're going to point it out as soon as possible. Then we're going to have another controversy.
Unfortunately, the internet sucks.
Yeah.
and they're called keyboard warriors.
We are.
I'm waiting for some of you to do that on our channel.
We
okay?
have microphones, so we're not keyboard warriors. We can just
exactly.
Talk.
We can talk about it.
Yeah, we talk.
And you
about
can
it.
see us. And if you don't like it, you can tell us, and then we'll tell you the next time we see you.
Or we'll just ban you.
Exactly.
Yeah, just like
do it.
Bethesda.
Dare
Don't
you.
do it.
Do it.
I'm fragile.
He's still very fragile. He's a big teddy bear. So yeah, I mean that's really it. I mean we've really covered a lot. I mean speculations for next year. I personally I don't know. I really don't think
there's not a lot to go on yet.
Yeah,
E3 is usually the one that you can.
Yeah, I mean we could probably go. I think after the Video Game Awards is when we're gonna really get a good scope of games that are coming out next year. Like, I mean, I think there are going to be some surprises. I feel like Death Stranding and Last of Us will get gaming dates.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's what's going to happen. I feel like they're going to, but I don't know if they're going to be farther along than we think. Like, Death Stranding, okay, finally, this year at E3, we finally got to see gameplay.
Yeah.
Still don't know what the fuck kind of game this is going to be. Everyone's like, oh my god, it's the Norman Reedus game.
The Norman Reedus game.
That's really what it is.
Guillermo del Toro game.
Yeah. But he's not... Remember AJ said that it was a Guillermo del Toro directing it, and I was like, no, he's
just a guy holding a baby.
He's just a character in the game.
He's
That's
just
all he is.
Holding a baby in a jar.
Exactly.
Or a fetus. I don't even know if it's a baby.
But
whatever,
it's such a weird looking game. It looks cool. I think what they're going off of, I hope it's gonna be good. I really hope that it doesn't suck. Like I feel like that it could possibly
It can't
suck
suck because what expectations do people have?
A lot, very high expectations.
Yeah, but what kind of game is it?
Exactly.
You can't have any high
There's
expectations.
no actual gameplay or anything about it or any storyline, so people can't speculate about it because they can't. But I think if you're going off of just graphically wise, and if those graphics aren't up to par, like people are going to fucking freak out.
Well, if anything, they may wait until the next generation to come.
I think that's what's gonna happen. It's the same thing with The Last of Us. I think the graphic, like in-game engine or like whatever they keep showing, that stuff looks too good to be on a current gen console. I think both of those games are going to be on the new console, and the new console's coming out in 2020 holiday.
No doubt.
I guarantee you.
Because that would be an amazing lineup to have at the start. Last of Us 2.
Yeah, but still, the fact of the matter that you've been teasing these two games for 2 fucking years.
I mean, that's more of like a...
That's why I fucking can't stand. This is my rant. This is my cursing rant. You can bleep this out, okay?
No, we're going to keep it.
But seriously, that's why I can't stand right now Sony. Sony does not, like, they're all about, okay, exclusives. Granted, some of their exclusives, like God of War, and Spider-Man, they're both exclusive games. Alright? They're great, don't get me wrong. But there was not a lot of hype for God of War, I feel like. There wasn't so much like, oh my god, this is amazing. They previewed it 2 years ahead of time. No, they just said, hey, listen. World Serpent, here, this is a teaser trailer. That's all you're getting for this year. Next year, E3 comes around. Full gameplay, full demo, and you can play this game, and guess what? Coming out in March. Or whenever it came out.
That's how you do it.
But that's the right way to do it.
Yeah.
Death Stranding and Last of Us, I don't think are coming out on the PS4.
No.
I don't think so.
I don't know
I think they're because the fact of the matter that Sony keeps saying PS5's coming out. They keep saying it, and I think that's where the segue is going. That these two games, these headlining games, they're going to be on the new console.
I think that would be the smartest choice because
it is going to be the smartest choice. But the fact of the matter is for people like me, yeah, I'm a casual gamer, you can say, right? Mm-hmm. The next system, I guarantee you, is going to be $1,000 system. Guarantee you. The fact of the matter that even a PS4 Pro was what, when it first came out? $600 or more?
Yeah,
like
but
seriously, $600, then it's like $100 in taxes, so you're at $700, and
you have to buy the
I
same.
can see them because it's going to have a better chip. It's going to be 4K resolution, like really high,
Over here.
maybe 90 FPS. At that rate, it's a freaking gaming computer.
Yeah.
And a gaming computer, the cheapest ones you can get are $700, and that's if you build it yourself.
And they do other stuff though.
Yeah, they end up doing other stuff, but I can totally see them putting a like $700 to $1,000 price tag on a brand new system, and the Nintendo fanboys are gonna fucking eat it up, and it's gonna piss me off. Because I love my brother-in-law, but he's a Nintendo. I mean, not Nintendo. I said Nintendo, didn't I?
Yeah, you said Nintendo.
PlayStation fanboys, and like the guys who love PlayStation. Don't get me wrong, you love PlayStation. You don't want to deviate from Sony. I get it. The well-built system, whatever. But the fact of the matter is they're not willing to play with anybody else. Pisses me off. Like, it would just help out the gaming industry as a whole if everyone is on board.
Over here.
Nintendo and Xbox. I mean, look at Microsoft. They are going in and they are putting all their chips down. Listen, this is what we have. This is what we're working on. And you know what? We're willing to talk with other gaming companies to work something out. Let's make the console war thing a thing of the past. If you want to put a better looking system out there,
Over
like
here.
the Xbox One X, fine. Alright? You want a PS4 Pro? Fine. It's all about the specs. Who cares? If you like Nintendo better, you're going to buy a Nintendo system. You like Xbox better, you're going to buy an Xbox. You like Sony better, you're going to buy a PS4 or PS5 or whatever it's going to be called. But the fact of the matter is
Those, my
that
friend,
Sony
are
is not willing to
Let's see you take him out on your own.
be lenient or be willing to flex a little bit. It's even when they were doing the same thing with Spider-Man. They only did it after so many people convinced them to do it and hand over that stuff.
Be careful.
Because Sony, yeah, okay, they, like for the movies at least, Sony had the rights to that, but they couldn't put it under the Marvel Cinematic Universe because it was a Disney film. They couldn't put it under that. So Spider-Man, that's why Spider-Man was old, like, there's so many remakes of Spider-Man. Like, it's just crazy. Like, why couldn't they do that at the beginning? But it's just like Sony is so about Sony, it pisses me off because they're not willing to play with it. Like, they're just a money-grabbing attention whore. Perfect example. They're trying to duplicate what Nintendo did with the small classic systems by doing a Sony version. The Sony version doesn't have any fucking exclusives. It's garbage. It's going to be $100 paperweight. Like, so the games are garbage. Like, I think there's only like 3 recognizable games on it. Twisted Metal, Final Fantasy VII, and Rayman, and maybe A World Odyssey. That's it. Like, seriously, like, as you can tell, Eric is like kind of cringing because I'm like off on a tangent.
You're mad.
Yeah, because I am mad.
Be careful.
Fucking bullshit, man. I want to see how many fucks I had in this,
A lot.
including that.
I think I counted like 5.
No, I think I'm up to like 8 or 9.
Here can come in handy during a hunt.
Mature audiences only. You should totally. That's what you should do for the intro. You should just have me start cursing, and you can just bleep it out, and then you can just mature audience only. That's the intro. There you go.
Oh no.
But I mean, what do you think? I mean, I know I just went off and covered a whole ton of crap, but
You did. I think that I see where they're at. They might be trying to mimic Nintendo because when Nintendo releases these, they have the exclusive rights to these, Marvels. They're trying to. I think what they're probably worried about the fact that Xbox is going to be moving to PC very shortly, no doubt.
yep,
They're going to try
and a streaming service.
and a streaming service. They're
careful.
probably going to try and steal Steam's like people that maybe are unhappy with Steam or people that want to develop for Steam but don't want to give up the 30%, and they'll offer something much better.
Similar, yeah.
Where they'll have exclusives on PC now, which is just unheard of at this point. There's really no PC exclusives, except for, if they have the launcher, which like EA does and all that stuff. But all these companies are moving towards the launchers. So if Xbox takes over with an enticing program that might offer even indie developers to come to them, which Steam really has like a big grab on the indie developers, because giving up 30% for like a $5 game isn't really that big a deal, especially when it's going to this huge pool of people, like over 30 million active users a day.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think Microsoft has a lot of things in their hand. They might not have all the big exclusives, but they have a bigger audience where they can attach to a lot of bigger of an audience.
Yeah.
In the respect of they have the Xbox One and Xbox Live community. Then you also have the PC community. Doesn't matter if you're buying it through the Microsoft Corporation or you're buying it on Steam. You're still going to be using a PC. PC, any operating system is owned by Microsoft. So the fact of the matter is you can log into any PC and you can log into your Xbox Live account, which I still think is the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, it's built in now.
Yeah, and I mean, that's cool. And now with certain games, I mean, we did it once. You were playing on on your PC, and I was playing on Xbox, and we could play games together. Granted that the party system is still a little weird, but
I've done that plenty of times where I talk to my friends on Xbox and I'm on PC.
Yeah.
Just because maybe I'm playing like League of Legends or something close to the PC.
yeah, but still, we can still do it, and
Yeah.
it's still cool. Like Sony, yeah, they finally agreed to Fortnite doing it and playing all the other systems, which is cool. But I mean, they're still gonna get killed by people because they're especially on an FPS. You're still going to rule on PC.
Wait.
No doubt about it. Like I can say it, and I've never played on PC. I just know that a mouse and keyboard are a lot better than a wireless controller. I get it. I'm not arguing the fact. I suck at FPS computers. Doesn't take back from what I actually enjoy them. Like one of my favorite games is Battlefield. I love Battlefield. I'll play Battlefield all the time. But it's just I can't like certain things that Sony's been doing lately. It's just it pisses me off because they have such great potential, especially with their exclusive games.
Over here.
That why can't they just play?
I think they're just scared, man.
I think you're right.
They
They
gotta
are
be
scared because they're worried about their seat at being the premier home console.
Look at those Kestodon.
But you're no longer the premier home console because a lot of people, yeah, you might have the better people say that, oh, you might have the better controller, this, that, and the other thing. Who cares? But also,
Now.
you can do a lot more stuff with Microsoft products. I can, if I really wanted to, I could take my Microsoft, my Xbox remote, Xbox One remote, and I can plug it into my Switch. I mean, yeah, you can do the same thing now with the PlayStation too. But if I had to choice over the two consoles, I'd take the Xbox remote
You need to call your
better
friends
for
help. Go to the
FPS.
menu and select SOS
Absolutely.
player to signal them.
Some games just don't
And you're
work
going to need
without a
friends
controller.
to
I feel
go
like
against some of the
platformers
tougher
are much easier on a
monsters.
controller.
Oh yeah,
Remember for the
absolutely.
scout flies to better
But
track
like
target
there are
monsters.
certain other games,
keep
like
finding
I mean, I
traces
feel like
like footprints. for
certain
example.
games, certain things need controllers, and certain like I feel like FPS
Good. You're turning
games
up a
are
lot of
better
curves.
on controller, but that's my personal opinion because I like the controller better. As you can tell, I don't play PC that much. That's why, and I'm not good at it. I really am not. Like it to me, it's so weird having my hands in two completely different places.
Well, you do
Not
with your
it-
thumbs.
Yeah,
so-
but my thumbs. But I'm used to using my thumbs, but not moving my arm all around to aim. And like I feel like my movements are like it's either really up, really down, really up, really down, left
Turn your
or right.
sensitivity down.
No, but even if I turn my sensitivity down to like 1, I feel like I'm still doing it. It's too fast for me. And I feel like I have pretty good hand-eye coordination, but like that just I don't know, it just screws me up somehow. But I mean, I think that's a good rant for the end of the video.
So.
Sorry about that. As you can tell, it's one of my heated things. Even though like two of my favorite games on this for the year were on PS.
Well, yeah, they were the only ones that had decent exclusives this year. Like, what did Xbox have? I don't even know if they had
State of Decay, and it was
Sea of Thieves.
And Sea of Thieves. I
think that was
they were good games. Don't get me wrong, but they weren't up to par with the rest of them.
See, we should say what we think. What's like your? I'm trying to think of the word. If you had to take a guess at what the most outrageous thing that's going to happen next year is, what do you think?
Guess at the most outrageous thing in gaming?
Yeah, gaming. So like, let's say here's an example. I think mine is that Halo will not be Xbox exclusive next year. I think it will be released to PC and Xbox.
Oh, well, yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
With like the crossplay?
Yeah.
I could see that. I don't think that would be outrageous.
Well, I mean, like,
I could see
something that some people might not expect. Like PS5 would be a good example.
Yeah.
Even though they're really kind of
I think they announce 2 new Xbox consoles, and one of them will be pre-ordered and you can buy within the year. Like, I think, because that's the one, I think we talked about it in the last episode or the episode before that. We talked about the streaming service. I think that is going to be the big thing next year. I think Microsoft, with all the press and everything about Sony bringing out the PS5, I think Microsoft's going to push their next console. They say they have it in the works, and I think they're going to put out the small console sooner rather than later. I think they're going to leave the bigger console, like the higher, you could say the better spec and higher graphic wise and all that, performance wise. I think they're going to save that to compete with Sony, because I feel like Sony is going to be the one that's going to be like, we're going to put ours out on this day, and then Xbox will be like, we're going to put ours out on the same day. Let's see who makes better money.
Yeah.
But Xbox is going to have 2 systems, because the 2 systems, one's going to be a kind of like the Steam, what is it, Steam Link?
Yeah, the Steam Link.
Which is a kind of like a portable computer, but it's going to be a streaming service. So there's no actual stuff on the hard drive, but it's all going to be like kind of like a Netflix, but for games.
Well, the Steam Link's not technically a computer. It just links to your computer so you can stream it to, like the...
yeah, well, like that's what I mean.
The
like
things you plug into your TV, like the Amazon TV.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's going to be something like that. So instead of it taking off from your computer, it's going to be taking off from a computer in like Seattle, where Xbox is. They might even have like more places to ping from, especially if it's going to be such a high...
like they're gonna have to have a good tick rate so that they can you can play the game without any lag, and they're probably gonna have like multiple areas.
Well, because they've already, I know they've already tried to do a streaming service, especially on the Switch, because the Switch doesn't have the hardware to do certain things and play certain games, but they're trying to do it with certain games, which is really cool and really interesting. I know they were doing that in Japan, I think. They were like trying to play, I think, like a Rockstar game or something like that on the Switch, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. Think about that.
Yeah,
especially when the Wii had like the Wii and the Wii U really didn't have a lot of.
Yeah, they didn't have a lot of like things like that. But I think it's a cool idea, and it's going to propel that market, because we're already at that market anyway. People aren't buying games on systems anymore. They're not buying physical copy games anymore. Most of the people that buy games, especially like gamers like us or whatnot, you don't buy a physical copy anymore. You buy a physical copy if you want to have the case for it. Most of the time you buy it digitally because it's instant, don't have to go to the store, don't have to get up, don't have to do anything like that.
Well, the one thing that limits people right now, including myself, especially with the Switch, is the fact that there's a limited amount of hard drive space.
Yes, but you can also upgrade that, and then you can use a micro SD, and they're still getting, like, I guarantee you the net, because they've also said, and maybe another like crazy thing that might happen is they announce a new version of the Switch.
I could see that.
Like a better version with some a lot more internet capabilities.
You think they're going to go the way of a DS and release the 3DS 15 different times with like minor different
Probably.
things? I could see that. The only thing is that the DS is, what was it, like almost $100 something?
Yeah.
Versus the Switch being a
Well,
base
no,
of
they were
$300.
originally $200.
Well, the first ones.
Well, even the new ones when they first come out, they're about $200. They're like $199.99.
Okay.
Or maybe a little bit less than that, like $150.
But I don't know. I'm trying to think of that. I don't even know how that works with Nintendo, because every time they release it, do they just shut down production, make a brand new one, and just only produce those from now on, or do they still produce the old ones?
They kind of just update it and then re-release it.
I wonder how that works.
I know
fiscally.
they do like they if they have like the DSi, which is the one with the cameras.
Yeah.
They released that, which was a small version. Then 6 months later, they released a DSi XL. And then they moved from the XL to the DSi, then they went from that to the 3DS, which was the 3D version, which was cool.
But they also are the only ones offering a mobile platform.
Yes, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I could see Nintendo doing that because they have all the experience with the DSs and the 3DSs, and then now they went back to the 2DSs. Which is cool, but they can apply that stuff to their home console, which is in turn the Switch. That's a home console that you can take with you.
Mm-hmm.
I can see them taking that, and then let's maybe like it's pretty big as it is. Maybe not make it bigger, but also maybe keep it the way it is, but add more features to it. So add a place where you can put a chat mic. So you can put a headset mic
accessories.
onto it. Yeah.
Well,
I can see them doing that.
Yeah.
Or like releasing a pro controller that has a jack.
Yeah.
So you can chat and give a functionality in the online to chat.
They're gonna need to do that if they want to stay.
Especially with the price point of their online right now.
Yeah.
And it's not terrible. Their online isn't bad.
Well, I thought the chat was going through the phones.
It goes through the phone right now.
Yeah. Which definitely makes it easier for them to offer a $20 online for a year.
But the chat only works with certain games.
Which is fine.
I think if they were to add like a Discord or like an Xbox Live
I don't think
feature,
they're afraid to offer the fact that Discord's there, you know what I mean? I think they would rather push it to a third party that does it way better than they do they would to completely make a brand new.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Yeah. I don't think there's like Xbox bought Skype a while ago.
Yeah.
I think it was a couple of years ago. I think what they were trying to do was make a better in-game or in-console
video chat or
like a chatting. But I think what they should have done was embrace that people could use other systems. I think they could have done I still think the Xbox
party chat is definitely some of the best out there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, granted, I don't really play on PC a lot.
I don't know how the PS4 works.
Yeah, the PS4 one is cool. I mean, the only advantage I could see that the PS4 has over the Xbox currently, and this is my personal opinion, whatever, is the share play mode.
Okay.
So, say, because we did an episode with Share Player 1.
Mm-hmm.
We played Mega Man. He has it on his system. He presses the share play button, and we can actually watch him play the game. And if he wants to, he can then press a button and send the controls over to us, and we can play it. But it's like just a hair slower.
Yeah,
it's like a fraction of a second.
I think they're just trying these kind of things because I think whatever they do, where PS5 comes out, Xbox, whatever comes out, I think that these things that they're slowly trying to get working, especially with the crossplay, all that stuff, this is all just like their first step into adding these as a staple in their new console.
Well, the share play function has been around for a while because they had that with the Vita.
Mm-hmm.
So they had you can actually take what you were playing and you can play it on your Vita.
Well, Nintendo does that too.
So long as it's connected.
Yeah.
But I feel like Nintendo did it better. Like, I mean, yeah, you had it, but it would be on a way lower resolution. Yeah. So it would be 1080p there, and then it would be like a 400p on here. Which I get. I mean, it's got the same graphic capabilities as, say, what a PS1 or less. Mm-hmm. But
Which
I mean, like, you go from phones now capture in 4K. They do all that shit. But like the fact of the matter is like you have the Nintendo the Switch. The Switch on the TV is 1080p, but on the actual console it's 720.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be higher than that.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be higher with it, but still, it still looks great on that little screen. Mm-hmm. And I love the fact of the matter that it's a touchscreen too.
Yeah,
it's great. I still think the Nintendo Switch is probably the best, if not the best, console on the market right now.
I think that what it offers is great. The only problem is that most of the time when I play games, I play with friends, and the games that they offer that are online are really limited.
Yeah, there are a lot of limited. Like I know, I was trying to play with one of my good friends. We were trying to play Diablo 3, and we just couldn't connect for some reason.
See, that's the problem. That kills a console for me. Is not being that's why I don't have PS4 online. It's because all my friends have Xbox.
Yeah.
So, like, if I'm going to play a game, I'd rather play with people. But then again, God of War, you don't need to have people there because they'll probably just... Nope. Yeah. So, I mean,
it's a single player.
That's why it offers...
Same thing with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I don't need it online. But I have the online right now because I can get some... And that's the thing. Like, I still think that if Sony really wants to make their systems work, they need to offer also backwards compatibility.
Yeah.
Because that's the big killer for a lot of people. Because I know my brother-in-law, he has a PS4 Pro and all this other stuff, but he's like, why don't they offer like backwards capability? I have so many PlayStation 1, PS2, PS3 games that I can't put onto and play on my old system. Xbox 360 and Xbox, the original Xbox, you can take a majority of those games, especially the popular ones. You can take those and put them into your Xbox One and they'll play. Mm-hmm. Which is bananas. Like, you don't get that. Like, and also, even with the PS3, the only way you could get the backwards compatible ones is it was like the first issued ones, and those ones, when you're trying to find them and buy them from like GameStop or something like that, they were more expensive than the brand new version because they were backwards compatibility. Mm-hmm. Like I think Sony dropped the ball on that. I think they should have a service. Hey, listen, like kind of like what Xbox does. You have the physical disc of this. Okay, cool. Put that disc into your system, and then it will actually download that game onto your system. So then you have it. So you now don't have to buy that game because that game is probably $10 or whatever it is. You don't have to buy the game because you already own it. Mm. I think that would make sense. But it's Sony.
There's probably some other things that don't allow them to do.
I don't think that. If Xbox can do it, I think they can. Like, seriously. They already had backwards compatible PS3. Why can't they do that for this?
Money.
No, but still, like, even if they have money, okay, if you have the PS3 store, which they have, now if I have the game, if I have the original Last of Us, or let's say it's something that doesn't have a definitive, perfect example, Infamous, and Infamous 2. I want to play that on my PS4, so I can have them all on one system.
It's an exclusive.
It's an exclusive. Why can't I play those games on my PS4? Nothing. There's nothing like
you're right.
But if I have the game and then they also offer it, okay, for $20, why am I gonna buy it again when I have the copy here? Why can't I just prove to them that I have it and then get the game for free? And then I have to put, say, that thing into the system. It reads it for a second. Okay, this is Infamous. Let's download it, and then you have to put that disc in it every time to play it. I don't mind that. I mean, that's what we do now with PS4, Xbox, all those systems. You have to have at least the disc to play it, especially if you have a physical copy. if I have a physical copy of an old school game, like if I wanted to play Kingdom Hearts 1, Kingdom Hearts 2, instead of buying the remastered version, okay, yeah, you have the remastered versions or the 1.5 or 1.8 or whatever it is. If I want to play the original, why can't I just take the original disc, plop it in, it downloads it from their files, because that's another exclusive. Why can't they do something like that? I think that would make life so much easier, and more people will then buy a PlayStation. Because PlayStation 2 was a lot bigger than the original Xbox. I think.
I'm pretty sure it was.
Yeah, it was huge. PS3 was bigger than the Xbox 360, but the Xbox 360 had more games.
I did have Halo and Gears of War.
Yeah, but yeah. Besides that, but I mean, it's just like, why couldn't they just figure out? Hey, listen, Xbox already figured out. Hey, we can play the original Xbox games on the Xbox 360, and you can play them on the new one. Mm-hmm. So long as they have, because they're constantly rolling out old games. And if you have the Game Pass, you can download all those games for free. Like KOTOR. That's Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Okay. KOTOR.
Yeah.
They have that and KOTOR 2, I think, on the Game Pass. If you have it, okay, yeah, you have it, but you can get it for free on the Game Pass, which is cool. But if you have the game and you don't have the Game Pass, you can actually put it in there and it will update it. And you can download it for free, as long as you have the game. I don't know. I just think it's so stupid that they do that. I think things could be so much better if they just try to help out and do certain things. So, all right, you want to end it? I'm going on too many rants. I'm getting lightheaded.
That's 2 PlayStation rants.
It's not that I hate PlayStation. I hate their marketing. I hate the way the direction of the company. I think if they took more of what the players want and what we want, I think it would do better. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, they're all about the numbers. Oh, PlayStation 4 is outselling the Xbox. I don't care if it's outselling the Xbox. When Red Dead 2, you say that Red Dead 2 is the best game ever, but if you're saying that your console is better, why is it that Red Dead 2 plays at a higher resolution on the Xbox One X than on your PS4 Pro, even though you say the PS4 Pro is better than the Xbox?
What does that mean, though?
Like, it has better hardware than the Xbox One X, which is, the Xbox One X is supposed to be inferior compared to the PS4 Pro. But on Red Dead, it's playing at like almost, the resolution is just a little bit better than my Xbox One S, which is, I paid half the price of the PS4 Pro. Like, no, but I'm serious. Yes. Like, I don't know. I think certain things that they should have done is, like, if you wanted to say that your system is better, prove it in graphic-wise. Graphic-wise against this.
It's not going to be infinitely better.
It's not going to be infinitely better, but, I mean, if you're saying that you have the best resolution console and you take the best looking game of its generation right now, which is Red Dead, I'd argue that Red Dead is probably the best looking game out there right now. Mm-hmm. Why is it, and especially a game like that, because, okay, yeah, you could say that God of War and Spider-Man look great, but you can't compare it to Xbox because it's an exclusive. Mm-hmm. You can't compare it. So you can say that these games look amazing, but there's nothing to compare it to. You can only compare it to your other system. So you can only compare it to the PS4 Slim, which isn't a 4K gaming system. You can only compare it to, it's like comparing apples and oranges. Like, why? Mm-hmm. But if you can compare it, like, say, Red Dead, because it came out on Xbox and PS4, there you go. That's a good comparison right there. But you say that your PS4 Pro is leagues above the Xbox One X, even though they like Xbox One X came out first, then you guys saw whatever was in that, and then they upgraded PS4 to that. It should be better. This PS4 came out after. Mm-hmm. I still think it should be better, but not. Exactly. Assholes.
All right.
Rant number 3.
Oh, God.
Eric's getting tired of me ranting.
I am very tired of your rant. I think gamers, no matter what, they will probably choose an exclusive over graphics.
Oh, yeah.
Any day of the week.
I can definitely agree to
If the new God of War was an 8-bit platformer, but was still a great game, they still are going to buy a PS4 just to play that.
Yeah.
No doubt. So why? I think it's just such an old way of thinking to provide the best graphics.
Oh, yeah.
Even though that they're just like percentages better than the other. I don't think it's that big a deal anymore. I think people want to be. You can even see it with the Switch. Like the games are stylized in their own way. They're not supposed to look realistic, but they offer them only on the Switch. So you're gonna obviously buy Smash. You're gonna buy Legend of Zelda, which looked fine. But it's not going to look as realistic as these other titles. But people just want to play those games. They don't care.
Exactly.
anymore.
And that's why I love the Nintendo, because that's what it is. You want to play that game because it's that game.
Because it's fun. No, I don't know why people
are always... And that's the way that we're put into this generation thing now. With
It's just
current games, is that's all we can compare systems now. Oh, what's the best graphics? I mean, if you really, like, personally, between a 4K and 1080p, I can't fucking tell the difference.
No.
And I got pretty damn good eyes. Like, I can't tell the difference. Like, it's just, do you want to see a bead of sweat more than you want to see it on this? You want it to be more defined and more glistening, like more realistic.
I think it's just a way that people can say, "Oh, I have a PS4 and they run better than Xbox this, so I'm better."
Yeah,
it's more of like it's a way to make the people that are fans of the system feel better about themselves, while the other ones may feel worse and be like, "Oh, why am I using this system when these guys over here have this extra bead of sweat, even though it's really nothing?"
Yeah, and personally, it's just it's a pissing contest. It really is what it is.
And then PCs over in the corner just like
snickering to themselves. I can customize everything.
Yeah, like, I'm playing.
I can go high frame rate. I can go 175 frames or whatever it is, FPS.
And they're sitting over there with like all the mods and all the other stuff.
Snickering to themselves.
Yeah, exactly. All the built-in
master race.
Jeez. That's what I mean. It's just such a backwards way of thinking at this point. I don't know if investors have anything to do with that, but it's like. Looking
marketing.
the best is not
marketing.
The biggest. Like that was a thing.
I'm gonna tell you right now, it's all marketing.
That was like the 16-bit era thing. It's like, look, Sega can, they look like
Sega
this.
has a 32X.
Yeah,
this
whoa.
is the 32 bits.
Like that was
twice as better as the 16-bit
64
Nintendo.
bits. Everybody like.
And where is Sega now?
No one cares about that anymore. Everything looks so much, just leagues better that you can't even tell the difference. Like playing Monster Hunter, this looks just as good as it does on PC. I know it's a port at the end of the day, but it looks almost as good. It just runs fine. The loading
and we're actually playing on an old like Sony TV from like the 720p.
A Sony TV.
Yeah, I know, Sony.
Oh my.
Yeah, I got this TV when I got my PS3. That's how old this TV is.
You have a Sony cabinet underneath it.
That was for...
Are you a Sony fanboy? Of cabinets and televisions?
Trust me. As you can tell, there's nothing in that cabinet because...
There's a box.
There's a box of all of my video equipment.
That's good.
And it's a GoPro. Alright, well... We're going to conclude for right here. Because we're kind of getting a little off tangent. I mean, we finished our script a while ago.
A very long time ago.
And so we're gonna end it here. Any final thoughts?
So if anybody has any ideas or just anything that they can tell us that can improve the show, can improve anything, the website, just let us know. Leave a comment. Any feedback we get is good feedback, regardless of if it's negative.
Yeah. We'll take anything. Please.
Yeah, because we're doing this for you guys.
Yeah, we're doing it for you guys. You guys, like, in every single podcast, we've gotten a lot of views. Yeah. But not a lot of likes, maybe one or two. And
likes and all
likes
that
are good.
Yeah.
But we also want to hear from you guys. We can't we can't improve the show the way we want to
Yeah.
unless we hear from you guys.
Mhm.
If you guys are on Instagram, you guys want to voice an opinion about a podcast, let us know. If you've seen it, let us know. We really want to know, because that's the only way we can get better. And we want to improve our fan base, because once we get the nice base, then we can really go forward and give more content.
Mhm.
Hopefully soon we can start bringing people onto the show, and we can definitely really help and get more interaction and get some more interesting things. Because then that will help us go to different, maybe we can try going to different cons and expos and
no doubt
stuff like that, so we can bring you guys more content. So I think that's what we need to do. We need to get some more comments, either on the website or on the YouTube channel, whatever you guys want. And
less AJ.
What?
Less AJ.
Less AJ. We're gonna put a poll. Do you guys like it just with us, or do you like it with AJ?
Yeah.
And if we do get AJ back on here, I mean, he's the creator of All4Gamerz. We're just two guys that work with him.
Mm-hmm.
We love him. We just like joking around with him. But I think next time, we should do another poll. Or maybe we'll do it on Instagram.
Yeah, this is definitely.
Let's see if we can get AJ to do a intro song and actually use the guitar. And AJ's gonna see this in the video, and when we're editing it, and he's gonna be like, "You guys are assholes." We're probably gonna get a screenshot in the group text later.
Another question is, if you guys, do you like us going off topic onto maybe more pop culture stuff like movies, which we've done before, or do you like us to stay straight on just gaming? Only news or opinionated. I don't know which ones you guys like better.
Yeah, we can, and we'll also try and figure out some things. Maybe we can have some merch, and things we can maybe make. And if you guys like it, because we just got a 3D printer, so we can make some stuff. We'll definitely be doing some because like I said before, Leslie and I were going to be doing the trophy for the Smash Bash. And we'll see what we can do, if we can make some little All4Gamerz little keychains or something like that.
That'd be cool.
And we'll try and go to some local cons. Maybe try and go to PAX East. I would love to try.
Yeah, remember we're based out of Long Island.
Yeah, we're based out of Long Island, so I mean,
a couple hours out.
Yeah,
from
that's
anything up here.
Yeah, that's Boston, I think.
Yeah, Boston, and there's a lot of cons that are held in New
York.
Yeah,
there's some cons over there. There's some in Philadelphia, which is a couple hours away from us, which isn't terrible.
Nope.
So long as
especially if there's fans out there,
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I know a majority of our fans are from Long Island, but we have some from overseas. We have some, we have Zoranjo, he's from Mexico. We have fans all over the place. So if you guys like what we do, leave a like, comment if you like it. Tell us if you like the new setup. This is going to be our current setup, actually. So just let us know if you like it, you don't like it, what we can improve.
Input.
Any input would be absolutely key for us.
This is probably how we're going to be running the tournament also. We're going to have the teams of 2 or just 1v1s depending on what we're doing.
Yeah, and that tournament, what we're going to be doing is for charity through Game Changer.
Yep.
It's going to be a 2 versus 2 tournament. We haven't decided if it's just going to be 2 teams of 2 fighting each other at once, or is it going to be 4 teams of 2 fighting at one time. We haven't decided, and
that could be
that could be craziness.
That could be a very crazy time.
We haven't decided if we're gonna do that or what items, what stuff we want. Maybe we'll start doing polls to see what you guys want. If you guys want
donation goals, maybe.
Yeah,
so
maybe.
if someone donates over $5, they can say what
the next match, who you want. We'll have a list of all the guys. Maybe we'll actually make a full list, put it behind us, and we can even, if we want, we can even have a commentary through it. So we still got a couple weeks to figure it out, but hopefully in the next coming weeks we'll start really talking about it.
Yeah, we really gotta.
Probably the next podcast. That's what we're going to be playing probably for the next couple of podcasts.
Smash is going to move.
Yeah, Smash is going to be pretty popular for the next couple of podcasts until February, when the next set of games are starting to really come out.
Secure.
So, but yeah, so I know that's really it. We're really just looking for input. If you guys can help us,
We need your help.
yeah.
Fortnite gamers.
No,
Gamers.
yeah, gamers. I'm
Gamers.
fine with Fortnite. I don't even play the game. Do you play the game?
Nah, I quit.
Yeah. Okay.
I can't build. I'm bad.
Yeah, I'm terrible at it. That's why I'll play any other battle royale game than that.
All right, let's just kill it.
Yeah, we're gonna kill it. We keep getting off topic. So we again, remember, like, subscribe. My name's Matt. I'm also go by the name of Devoted Saint. You can find me on YouTube and on Instagram. This is Eric. You can just
I usually stream every once in a while. I've been streaming League and Rainbow Six and just random games. It's twitch.tv/Elite Thighs, no space.
Mm-hmm.
And then my socials are at erockschmidt on both Twitter and Instagram. I don't really post on Instagram though. I post more on Twitter.
So you can follow him on Twitter, follow me on Instagram. I try and keep up. I'm not very good at it, but I'm still learning.
Instagram's rough now.
Yeah. And then follow All4Gamerz on Instagram, on Twitter, on Reddit. We'll put a whole bunch of the stuff in the description, but we're pretty much on a majority of the popular social media. And also you can visit our website, see if you guys like anything on there. Give us some feedback on that.
I'm looking into. We did a slight redesign, but I wanted to really do a complete redesign.
Yeah, so we're gonna try and redesign the website so it's a little easier for access.
Yeah, mobile was kind of tough.
Yeah, and on the mobile, it's still a little rough right now, but bear with us. We're trying to figure it out. So you can leave us any suggestions there.
Yep.
Probably your best bet for any suggestions is probably going to be Instagram, Twitter, that kind of stuff. AJ is very up to date on that stuff. If you have any specific questions for me, Eric, you can shoot us a DM in our on our socials. We'll pretty much try and be some quick with it.
Yeah. I have my phone on me all the time.
Yeah, me too.
Yep.
Because I'm a stay-at-home dad and I got nothing else to do. So, anyway, so this is Eric. I'm Matt, and we will catch you in the next episode.
Later.